Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann. And it's Valentines Day. And I'm down here in the basement, recording by myself. I don't know if that's funny haha or funny tragic.
Oh, bitch.
I happened to be at Target tonight because I had to get peanut butter and a pizza for dinner because I wanted pizza. Because we don't go out. We don't do the whole celebrating it, make a big fucking deal out of it, which is awesome. And I noticed something. Aside from the fact that there's the usual deluge of dickbags standing by the fucking greeting cards buying that last second whatever's left $2.75 sentiment for their old lady that they don't really put any thought into, Target was selling, dozens of roses. So all these assholes are walking around with this fucking burgundy-colored paper and their hastily picked out $17.99 a dozen Target roses. And then I get my stuff, and I get back in line, and there's this guy that was one of the guys I saw is buying them, and he has them, and he's wrapped the top of the flowers in a Target bag, in a plastic Target bag. And I'm thinking to myself, yes, because the hastily purchased floral arrangement in a Target bag doesn't scream last-minute sentiment, your fat-ass girlfriend is probably going to feel real appreciated. It's sad, and it's pathetic, because nothing says my girlfriend thinks about other guys when we fuck like a dozen roses from a department store. Kind of setting yourself up to fail there, bud. And speaking of the pizza, I was texting with Rick James, asking him what he's up to tonight. And he's got a lady friend coming over, and I'm like, oh, sounds sexy. And then he asked me what I'm doing. And I'm just like, well, frozen pizza, then punching bag, and then shower, and then going to work. He's like, that's it? And I'm like, well, I already boxed the clown when I woke up, so no flowers or foreplay necessary there. Giggity. I was very good for myself. I was sexually fulfilled when I left my semens in the toilet as I ejaculated them during masturbation. I'm whispering it so it sounds creepier and makes you want to hear this even less. And speaking of work, I cannot wait to get there and then be bombarded with questions about my personal life by people that know better than to ask and should expect nothing less than for me to be salty and be like, don't fucking ask me about my personal life, dum-dums. They'll ask me if I had a nice Valentine's Day, and I'll say, I don't know. I guess I did this, I did that. I'll make it sound like it was no big deal. They're like, well, at least you got to do what you wanted. And then they will inevitably complain about how, well, at least you got to see your wife or girlfriend or side action or whatever inanimate object you stuck your dick in this year, They're always just like, well, at least you got to do what you wanted. Asking me how my day was is just like the segue into complaining about their shitty situation, which is self-created. And I so desperately want to be like, well, look at it this way. You're having a bad Valentine's Day, and your girlfriend or wife is not, because they're probably getting fucked by somebody else.
Gotcha, bitch.
They're taking a dick, and they're thinking about how this new dick is refreshing and doesn't make her show up to a correctional facility on weekends to say hi to them via a telephone through a window. Isn't that classy? And the best part about that is they act like their feelings are hurt, like they care so much about this bullshit fucking corporate holiday that they're not going to get to be a part of. And I know what you want. In actuality, you just wanted to get some. You're mad you can't have sex. Well, boo-hoo. Go jerk off in the shower. Or, heaven forbid, do something to each other, but wait until first shift when I'm not there because Priya. Yeah, fucking boo-hoo. Don't steal, don't drink and drive, don't do drugs, don't sell drugs, don't beat on your old lady. Who, if you are in there for domestic assault, she is definitely taking the biggest, blackest dick she can find right now. And I don't blame her.
The Beast
was going out to dinner tonight with our babysitter and our kids. Because her own boyfriend, he's working, and then also they're not really on great terms, which, that's their thing, but also hilarious for me. And I asked her, I'm like, oh, are you getting all sassed up to go out to eat? And she's like, no. Like, why wouldn't you? Well, why would I? Well, Ivy, who's, like a decade younger than you, is probably going to get all sassed up and look all beautiful. And then you're just going to look like a frumpy, disgusting, emotionally bankrupt mother. So maybe, I don't know, you throw like some mascara on, tie your hair into a ponytail, put on some pants that aren't plaid patterned and have a drawstring at the waist and came from Walmart, for fuck's sakes. And then I was teasing her about her and Loverboy not doing anything. She's like, we don't do anything. I'm like, you didn't get your gift? No, we're not giving each other anything, which is sad. Ha ha. And then I'm like, well, what? You're not even going to throw him like an angsty pity fuck? You can't just drop trow and lean over the bed and be like, all right, get it over with. She's like, no. I'm going to go out to Fantasy Gifts and buy myself a new boyfriend. What do you mean? Well, because my boyfriend stopped working.
Who the f*** is this guy?
If you haven't gotten the gist of this, she's talking about her dildo. Her dildo stopped functioning. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you wore it out? It's like, no. It sat in a drawer for 2 years, and then I went to change batteries, and it didn't work. And I said to her, so take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol and clean up the battery contacts and throw a couple of new D cells in there. You should be fine. Well, I already threw it away. Why would you do that? That thing is a perfect prop for practical jokes. What you just did is took away my ability to take that and leave it somewhere and then watch, possibly on camera, as somebody finds it and has a good laugh or gets completely disgusted about this thing. Like, who wouldn't want to be the parent that has their kid find it like, oh, hey, it's like a lightsaber. Sweet. You're like, Mommy, what's this? It's a baton. It's a baton. There must have been a fucking parade that came through here earlier. Oh my God, put it down. Let's get in the fucking car now. Because parents on Valentine's Day that have to begrudgingly take their children along with them, they don't have a good time.
You like that? You like that?
And it kind of reminds me of this story years ago. Me and two friends went with my mother and one of the friends' mothers. We went to Grand Casino so that our moms could gamble and we could go to the arcade. And on the way home, we stopped at the Hinckley Subway. And as we're sitting there, I found some condoms that were on top of a table nearby where we were sitting. And being the maniac that she is, Linda walks him up to the manager and says how disgusted she is and how completely offensive and out of line it was for someone to leave there because, it's like he did it. So we go out to the car, and the funny part is my mom didn't even touch the condoms and say, here, look at these. She told him where they were, scolded him, and then got outside. And as we're sitting there, and this is the best part, we see the manager walk over to the table. And then a female employee walks up there with him. And he holds one up, and they have a good chuckle, and then they walk into the back. And I'm thinking, good for you. Good for you. Give her the old 6-inch meatball hoagie. But back to
The Beast.
Apparently, well, you might be having a great Valentine's Day. She's not. Her and Loverboy are, in fact, I don't even know if they're together, but they're not bumping uglies. And I've had this idea in my head for a while, like, even if they were fucking, at this point, they've broken up so many times and there's so much animosity that them having sex, it's just like mechanical. It's like two fucking robots going at it. There's no emotion. It's like a demolition derby. It's just two objects smashing into each other repeatedly, and the winner is whoever finishes first with the least amount of damage incurred to their chassis. I want to give a shout out to my dad, who I haven't talked to since Christmas Eve, because my parents are apparently punishing me by not talking to me, which isn't a punishment at all, really. He hasn't talked to me since Christmas Eve when I let loose on my mom for buying too much shit for the kids. I'm sure he's having a lovely Valentine's Day right now. I guarantee it. They're sitting at home. They're making a dinner so they don't have to go out. Dinner that he's preparing and she wants no part of. Well, she sits downstairs and watches Wheel of Fortune and keeps asking him if it's ready yet. They're eating the meal. There's awkward silence. He's envisioning the exact moment where life went wrong. She's thinking about something stupid like how she's going to spend her Kohl's cash, her ice cream sandwiches, or maybe how she might be having a stroke because she smells burnt toast. But in reality, I'm guessing that he just made toast to make BLTs for dinner. Because that's classy, and they've been married for so long that he's a broken man, and it's like where there's no romance. You're in your 60s, nobody's doing anything to each other's naughty parts. He's just... Here's my impression of my dad's soul. It's over. I can't do this shit anymore. Why do you go on? Can't you just free me? Can't you just let me go? I want to be a free bird. I want to soar. I want to get away from the cottage cheese ass and the bathroom that smells like poop when she pees. I'm sick of getting screamed at all the time. And retirement, oh God, I'm stuck with her all the time. Please, Lord, give him the strength to learn how to tie a knot in an extension cord, one that will support a man that's approximately 6'3" and around 260 pounds. Free me. Finally, I would like to throw a big shout out to everyone that's out on a very awkward Valentine's Day date. Say you ask somebody out for the first time, and you're out there and you're nervous. You want to be, debonair and dashing. You want to impress her, so you take her to the Olive Garden, which, by the way,
the Beast
and Daddy Ivy went out to eat at a dive bar because they had meal comp coupons. And I said, if you're going to take out Daddy Ivy, at least take her somewhere nice like the OG. Which completely makes this next train of thought ironic. Just think of all the Olive Garden couples and the Red Lobster couples and the Outback Steakhouse couples tonight. Right? You're taking her on a big date to impress her. Nobody else asked her out, so she was like, oh, fuck, I guess I'll go out with this guy. I mean, you're basically getting friend-zoned 99% of the time, but this one day, she didn't want to be the lonely skis that ended up going for a girls' night at the bar and then getting drunk and then crying over to some bartender about how lonely and shitty she is. And then, sucking his dick in the bathroom on his smoke break because that's how classy she really is and that's why she's alone, because she's a fucking dumpster fire. So all you guys out there hoping to get some holiday pity sex, big shout out to you. Because if you give her the right amount of wine, she's going to give you that pussy. She's not going to want to give you the pussy, but she's going to give you that pussy. And here's to all those women that have so little self-respect and worry so much about what their peers think of them. They're going to fuck this guy that they normally wouldn't. And then they're going to have all that regret, the next day, or maybe in a month, or maybe in 5 to 10 years when it becomes the second wave of the Me Too movement and he's accused of rape. So be careful out there. It's Me Too times. So no matter what you do with your dick, even if she's happy about it, you're going to pay for it later. Because that's what the world is now, is, no, you have buyer's remorse. Fuck you, I'm going to ruin your life. And here's another shout out to all the women tonight that finally scored a date with that guy that they think is so awesome. And he's going to treat you like a princess. He's going to take you out, wine you, and dine you. When in reality, I just want to say, congratulations on all the babies you're going to accidentally conceive tonight. And also, enjoy being a single mother at Christmas. Because do the math, 10 months. It takes 10 months to make a baby come out. That first month doesn't really, people don't account for that. So if you do the math, February 14th, second month plus 10, December, boom, Christmas baby, motherfucker. Enjoy your holiday around the tree with your 24-hour reminder that you make bad decisions. And then when you go to bed at night and you put the stretch mark cream over your new C-section scar, I want you to think of me saying this, having no pity for you, because you should have had some Plan B on tap. Like in one of those crystal candy dishes like my grandma used to have with like the spice candies, the old lady candies. You should have one of those. Most people would have like a little jar of M&Ms. You should have a jar of Plan B. Because fate is not your friend. You make bad decisions. It's a stupid holiday anyway. All these people that are like, if I don't get any pussy on Valentine's Day, I'm a loser. Well, if you're that worried about it, you fucking are a loser. And hopefully you are having a lovely Valentine's Day. Bryce, I know you're listening to this. Hi, buddy. Hi. You should rubber band your beard like Captain Lou Albano just for tonight and put on like a Tommy Bahama shirt and then just go out to like a P.F. Chang's and get shit-faced and just, I don't know, just see where it goes. See where the evening takes you. See if you can't seal the deal. Have a little fun. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann. And that's the end.
Okay?
Pressure.
This is too much. I can't do it.
I took you here for a reason. I can't deal with this.
I can't do it like this. I'm
Listen.
not to do it, but I did it. I'm doing it.
Listen, hey, would you listen to me for a second? Just listen to me. Why? What's your problem? I spent all this money on this trip.
The anal sucks.
You know what?
You know how much money I spent on this fucking trip?
Boy, you got this free. You want to have a fucking radio
Free?
station.
Free? I paid for plane tickets. I paid for your
Fuck
fucking...
you. Fuck you.
Fuck me. You weren't saying that before when I was actually fucking you. 2 minutes. The best 2 minutes of your goddamn life. We're in Vegas. See this shit? This isn't... You know how much money I need?
Black eye.
Bring up the beat.
Oh my
Bring up the
god.
beat. Bring up the beat. You didn't bring up the beat. You're like, touch me in the fucking face. Touch me in the
I
face.
can't see that.